All right, in this video, we are going to see how to make the handle and axle. So last time around we built the box. Now we are going to find a way to put all this together so that we are going to, if we animate this, have our rotating axle. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and just delete these parts so we can get back to where we ended off last time. So we have this box. Now we're just going to have to insert a few parts so we can get to work. So we need everything for our axle. So obviously the axle base, which is going to go on the left-hand side. We're going to have the handle base, and then we're going to have the handle. So obviously with this axle and handle, we want this thing to be revolute. All right, because we want this rotating on the axle. So the first thing I'm going to place is this little axle base. All right, and obviously the first part is going to be revolute. Once I make one thing revolute, everything else I'm going to be fixing to this base, and then it'll rotate all as one. As long as we have one piece that is revolute, all the others can be fixed in place and will act as one piece, since they are all connected. So now that I have my revolute selected, now I have to find the faces that I want to piece together. So obviously this is going to be the outside. We want that flush against. So I want to select the inside ring of my little circle. So either you can find a way to grab that edge, or you get on the face, shift, and then select that edge. And then you're going to come over here and select the ring of that circle. So we want those two pieces to line up together. You may have to flip the primary axis, and then I'm going to hit my green check mark. All right, this thing should now be spinning in place, can go back and forth. I'm going to hit Control Z so it is back into its original position. So we have that little axle base in its revolute position. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put the axle in there. All right, I want to connect it across so I know where this will go. So I'm just going to fasten it together. So I'm going to hit Fasten Mate, and I'm going to select the outside edge. I don't want to grab the middle. I want to grab one of the edges of this axle, and I want to then select one of the edges. As we see that this is a square axle, we have the square insert. So just like I selected the edge, I want to select the edge of this piece. Now, I may need to flip, instead of flipping the primary axis, which is going to jump it around, we want to just reorient the secondary axis so that it just twists into place. Now you'll notice that it's probably just off a little bit, and for the purpose of this model, we are going to be okay with that. We will be able to do some shifting around, but the sizing is just a little off for when we do the 3D printing, and having a little bit of tolerance so things can slide easier. But for this purpose, these things are attached together, and we are going to be happy with that. So the next order of business is going to be attaching the axle handle. So just like we did the axle to the axle base, we are now going to fasten mate the handle base to the axle itself. So I'm going to select the outside edge of that handle, and then I'm going to come and select one of the outside faces of my piece. Now, you'll notice that if we just hit the green check mark, that does not look very pleasing, right? Our squares do not line up. So I'm going to go back in here, and then I'm going to delete that mate. Let's just delete this thing altogether. All right, and we're going to redo that. So I'm going to hit Fasten Mate. I'm going to come in here, and I'm going to grab the edge. And then I'm going to go back in here and grab one of these edges, and we're going to have to reorient the secondary axis until we get it nice and square and fit. So now we'll notice that this axle goes right through the piece, which is exactly what we want. Now, the last thing we'll need to do is we're going to have to attach this handle into that little bottom piece. Now, in order to really grab all the pieces that we need and grab the specific faces, I want to first start by just hiding the side wall, right? Because I'm going to need to grab this inside, one of these inside edges. And if I were to have that side wall, you'll notice you won't be able to do so. So we're going to hide that. And now I'm going to fasten mate this together. I'm going to come in and grab one of the edges. And then I'm going to zoom in and I'm going to, again, just grab one of the edges. And we might just need to reorient the secondary axis. And there we go. We have our full axle put together. Now I'm going to put that sidewall back in. And, well, you can test it by grabbing it. Or, if you want to do it the nice fun way, we can go animate and you can hit play. And notice how it is all acting as one piece. It is all going together. All right, we had one revolute and then 3 fixed mates, all making this one piece. And that is how you put your axle together.